Anyway, have we got you? Welcome back. YouTube decided to end my last live stream for me. Thanks. But you know what? We're at that stage where it's like, well, it's like it's a car now, pretty much. So I'm just mocking up what it's like with the lid on, seeing if there's any issues. It's got a lot of potential. You know, maybe some adjustments are required, but put these hubs on while we're here. May as well. Oh. Oops. All right. Just going to take this this one here like this for a moment. I want to just mock up one of these wheels and see how it goes on. So this is super cool, but it's sitting a little far forward. Wondering what my workarounds might be. Always a good idea to mock up things first. Give yourself some time to figure out the solution, should anything be going wrong. So let's have a look at the rear. I believe these are going to be very far back. Oh, the rear is actually pretty good. Let's see if I can do that. Axel needs another pair of links, but ignore that. So rear is pretty good, but front needs work. So that's very interesting. Front ear is too long. It's a really crappy stand. You know that? Let's see what we are dealing with here. Let's go back to that front. Okay, going back to the front. How far too forward are we? I'm not sure what we have in the way of options, because I don't know if I can get. Excuse me. I don't know if I can get a drive shaft that'll fit. Just thinking about what options I have. Because it is a bit janky as it is. But I guess I could probably put the suspension on now and see how it performs with the suspension. Where are the smaller? I had another set of springs before. Not sure where they've got to. Here's one of them. Oh, and while I'm checking that out, I've got to be mindful of all this. That might not do much. Just gonna go check. I've got all right. Hold on a second. Okay. Well, it looks like that one. The truck I'm basing this off seems to have its front axle well forward of its front fender, which is right. I mean, if you want performance, yeah, that is right. All right, let's quickly go and FJ BRUISER. All right, so this is the car I'm sort of trying to copy. And you can see here, for example, so that axle is sitting right behind that that front there. There's another example. So these tires are sitting in front of the grille. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, so I'm pretty happy. Look again here, how far forward that axle actually is. So we'll have to go and cut these front fenders, but that's not. I don't think that's too bad. And then if you want to have a look at, let's see if we can get, say, one where it's like front on. Okay, front on. So you can see how narrow those fenders are anyway. It's really, they really haven't left much in place there. That's going to take a little bit of work to get them down, but anyway. I reckon they're only about they're very narrow. I would love to get like a top down. Oh, this one is good. See that angle there? I think the next step would probably be putting that aside. Oh, let's get I'll get these axles on. So come back to here. Point would be to get these shocks on. Get the shocks on, and then we'll see. Now, I remember I got all upset about having a spacer. Now I got it back. That's good. Okay. I think I've got the wrong suspension on here. I mean, it's just too short. So I'm going to get the longer one on. And we'll see if that just sits a bit better. Okay. Hello. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Working on the C44. Just trying to get the suspension mounted up, and then I'm going to start working on the electronics in a minute. First step is just to check if this axle is going to hit the electronics, so tuning the suspension first. But bit of cutting to come. Next step will be this little electronics box, trying to keep all the electronics where WPL intended. So I will be cutting the box, the electronics box that came with the car, to get it to. I just want to check which one I need. That might be not necessary to use that one. I'll try this one. Doesn't leave a lot, but let's see. May end up taking it off anyway. Okay, so next step would be this box. So yeah, it's really so skewy. I wonder what's caused that to happen. Anyway, might come good. So the idea is that I will need it. Here is the idea. This is one of the trickier things, sort of imagining how everything goes before it even happens. So my consideration was to drop this down. I'll drop it this way. Side on might work the best. If I do that, I'm going to need to have somewhere to put receiver. If I can have the receiver so what will that look like when that's there? So receiver will be it's not perfect. I think okay. Get this open this up. I think I want a modeling blade for this. And it also looks like previously I've chewed through blades. So this knife is a ultrasonic modeling knife. So it actually has a very high pitch ultrasonic motor in there, and it just jiggles the blade extremely fast. And that ends up allowing to cut through a lot of things just like butter. I'll give you an example. So the point will be, I just want to measure my cuts first. So I can just go here. Oh, make sure it's turned on. And make sure it's plugged in. Step one. Okay. It's now got power. Okay, listen. That's the high pitch. So that seems loose. Did I do that as tight as I can go? Okay. Something doesn't seem right with this. Maybe this is better. And that just cuts through there like butter. I'm just slicing through this plastic like it's nobody's business. Very very easy. Now I'm going to have to keep measuring this. I actually shouldn't have cut that part. Anyway. So the next bit is to cut in a little bit like this. Oh, that's where I made my mistake. But that's okay. I think I can fix that pretty easily. Just going to put a dab of super glue on where I accidentally cut through. Just introduce a little bit of material there. That's super glue to hold on to. My mistake. Sorry, it's a bit ugly. That's the underside. What's that side? So I do believe that this will drop in. I don't want to put it there yet because it's got some super glue on it. Maybe some more cutting to do because I didn't factor in that thing. Where's my music gone? All right. Now, I think it's not working because it's not quite wide enough. I have no idea why this super glue doesn't want to dry on me. Most bizarre. Alright. So I got it to sit down now before any super glue sits on me. But anyway, it sits, it goes down, it's recessed down into that lower section there, whereas previously it was sitting up on this. So now that it's recessed down, we can take a look at what effects it has on. Maybe throw some of this material out, the stuff that I've cut. Okay, I think the super glue is nearly set. So the idea would be to see where this sits down there. It nearly fits without doing any mods, so that's pretty incredible. Maybe I can just start by cutting. Just trying to figure out where exactly that Sorry for the silence then. I was really concentrating on what I was doing. So I have cut, let me just check where I'm at. So this needs to be at the front. This needs to be here. This all fits. That's good. Put this in here. I'll show you. I'll put it this way so you can see. As I'm trying to get this box to fit. That nearly fits. No worries. It fits very much. No worries. There's a little bit of space there for the cables, but I think I want to run the cables out through this engine bay. So I might just neaten all this up. But it's pretty cool having the fan there. It's like the radiator fan is right there. And then otherwise, I can turn it around and then that's like sort of right there. But it's almost like the engine is, it's like right there. Can you see that? It's cool. You open the hood and there's a spinning fan just like a radiator. So let's just see. I may have to widen this little space out a bit for that. So let's clean that up a bit. Clean that up a bit. Make this hole slightly larger. So my thoughts were perhaps. All right, I'm going to cut. So I was just thinking, sorry, I was thinking so much inside my head, I forgot that I was even on live stream. So I'm thinking, I want this to have a lot of airflow. So I'm going to cut this whole thing out. And it's almost like I'm going to. This doesn't have a petrol engine or diesel engine, so like it's just. All right. So now it'll be like. Okay, so just wondering the best way to do this. Because if it's down that low, I also wanted to make sure it's like get the profile down a bit, so I might just although if I cut that out, it's got very little to sit on. Thinking out loud here, I might just, I'm going to eyeball this a little bit, I think. Blade gets it very warm when doing this. Okay, so again, mock up like that. And the whole thing is just all snug in here. I think it's about time to put some Velcro. Get these scissors, so Okay, so that's like a neat little unit then. And, okay, so to be able to fit it in, we're going to need to cut through here. Through here. Let's try and crushing into here. Welcome. I'm just trying to get this electronics all to work for under the hood of the car. I think I nearly got it. I can be able to plug it. Be like. I'll be right back. All right. Let's put this together and make sense of it all. Okay. Okay. So dropping it in, not fun. I mean, once in theory, it won't matter. In theory, this is not going to matter. Now that that's thoroughly in there, I should just make it so it's in there. Strong. It's good. All right, maybe I have to remove this. Sorry, bring it forward. Tilt this up a little so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So everything fits nearly. I mean, everything is very, very close, but it does fit. And I need the right screws. One, two. Yep, I think I got all the right screws. So I'm going to try and put this together. there. Okay. So this whole thing, when we put this on, I wonder if I can punch that screw out while I'm here. Okay, that's good. Put that screw out. So all of this stuff, put it in here. Okay, this needs a small tiny little modification where the suspension is hitting on it. Bro, like a glove. Like a glove. All right, where's my screwdriver? What did I do with my screwdriver? Oh, it fell down. Okay, so it's like that, and it looks like a real bloody engine. Isn't that brilliant? Brilliant. Now, I think I've done a mistake here, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. None of this is a big deal. So, when I put this on, this is the next sort of moment of truth. Okay. So when you open the hood, it looks like a real car. That's amazing. All right. Just figuring out where to put the power button, if there are any options, and how to tidy up these cables. So, I mean, even if it was like there, okay. Now, cabling from there. Yeah, the 300 mil extension I got may be exactly right. So I might have to run the wires up here and around here and then down through here and around, something along those lines. So, but this is like, man, this is like been so much easier than the C44 in terms of how much space they've allowed. But it is a much bigger car. But there is heaps and heaps of space to work on the electronics here. So I'll show you what I just did there. It's got these power cables all lined up now, and then this one, I want to get this in there. There's a little corner here. I just want to cut that off. Make life a bit easier in there. Okay. Channel 4, isn't it? 4 there. Okay. Channel 2 there. Channel 3 will be on top. Sure the battery will go in how I hope. Oh yeah, I think there's plenty of room for all of that in there. Plenty of room. It's time to play. I wonder how I'm going to do it. So it might be end up being something like that. Yep. I'll have to deal with this. Maybe down in there or something. It's too messy now, but maybe maybe when it comes time. But it all fits under the hood, which is so cool. It's so cool. And then again, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 cables there. I'm going to send them off. Sorry, didn't have a very good angle there. I'm just trying to work out if this will go on first. I see there might be something holding this back. Maybe. I think that's about as close as I'm going to get for now. But it is pretty cool when you just flick this switch. And then that engine is like, it's going. You turn it on, the car's on and it's alive and it's ready to go. And sitting here, I could probably even, yeah, you watch these axles. Plugged in, engine's on. No, I can't get it to go because I don't have any cables for the motor. So, I mean, now that I got all this electronics sorted, I might cut this thing this little bit here. Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. The hood open and the motor going. Very fun. Very, very, very fun. All right. So rear links probably are in order. Where are those black links? All right, let's try that. So, get these screws here. Hey man, how you doing? Addicted to RC. That's what I'm doing up this late. But I've got some pretty cool shit to show you since you've just signed in. I want to show you this. I'm just getting some links, rear links sorted. There we go. Hold on. I'm juggling a few things, but I wanted to just get this. I want to show you something really cool. One sec. How you doing anyway? Yeah, I sort of guessed that was what happened. It's not a big deal. Got to do what you got to do. I'm going to get off in a second as well. But just ignoring work, yeah. It sounds like a great idea. Just go on YouTube instead. Oh man, I just want to get this, just at least this thread started so I can come back to it after I show you this, because I don't want to lose this. All right, thread started. All right, links there. So this is what I want to show you, where I'm up to with this, and what I think this is quite cool. And I'm so glad it worked out. So I'm not going to put the body fully on, but wait for this. Put this on. God power. Put the battery in its compartment. Turn it on. I'm going to neaten up this wiring, but the cool thing is I got it to look like it's got a radiator engine, like a radiator and a fan running, and the engine is in the engine bay. And that fan is really spinning and cooling that thing down. So yeah, it's it'll have another 3 wires here, the extension and the wires going down to the engine, the motor. And I'm just before you joined, I took the lid off after mocking all that up and decided to get going on the rear suspension. So that's next. But yeah, it's like it's got an engine. It's like it's got a motor. So that's got to come off. There's a few things I need to do, get it working, but yeah, tonight I've just been modding this whole area. All the the suspension's nearly done. I just got to install these rear links, I think, and I ordered an extension for the extension cable for, that's so stiff, that thing. Extension cable for the brushless motor to reach up here. But yeah, I'm not going to give up on scale for this car. Like, it's going to be, I'm going to try and like manage all these cables just like a real engine bay. And so when you pop that hood, it'll look just like a car engine under there. But for now, I am going to try and install these rear links. And I might go to bed after that. But I would love to have this sort of all this suspension set up. I may put a longer shock on the rear, but we'll wait and see what this ends up being like. Yeah, so I think when you tapped out, I was just messing around with that rear axle last night. So yeah, I got a bit done or last night for you. I got a bit done this evening, and what's next? I'm screwing these in and no fun at all. Wonder why I don't do it backwards. I might do it the opposite direction. Thanks, man. Progress is, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So, I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day anyway. So, if you know, if it goes together and something doesn't add up or whatever, I can just go back to the drawing board, I guess, and find out what other parts seem to work. But thanks for the thumbs up too, man. It does help. And you got any plans to do RC today? I mean, if you're going to avoid work, you may as well do it good and proper, right? Well, that's right. You've hit the nail on the head there. Plus, it's also super popular in the world right now. Like, my WPL content is doing way better than my TRX4M content, for sure. And I think that's like people just looking for a cheaper alternative. You know, because no matter where you go in the world right now, people are struggling financially, and you know they still want to keep their hobby going. So they're like, well, maybe I'll just look at a cheaper option. And so the WPL ends up being like, oh yeah, I could have a go at this. Man, this is a bit frustrating. Can't get this nut in there. There we go. Well, few texts there. Sorry, I'm concentrating on two things at once. Is there there a socket set for this? Evolia. Right. So you've just got like a stack of RCs that you haven't even opened yet. Is that how I understand it? Right. So you need an intermediate build for your current build, so you can keep building. You need another. Man, how long have you been waiting for? I forgot how long it takes for stuff to get to my house in Australia. Used to waiting weeks for stuff to arrive. Here, everything arrives in under a week, pretty much. Rarely have things take longer than a week. Okay, that's... okay. Okay, suspension. Groovy. All right, rear suspension is on. While I'm here, I may as well put these hubs on. Yeah, right. I totally agree. Like, there's way worse things you could be doing than screwing a few nuts and bolts together. Way worse. That's also how you got to tell your missus, like, you know, I'm just here chilling with my little toys, like, got nothing to worry about. Bit of an overdue clean. But right, that's cleaned up. What am I looking for? Another little grub screw. I think it's the last one. Yep. Be cool. I can't wait to put the tires on this and just see what it looks like. I had to order a steering servo before. So I went top of the line with that one. Just because, you know, I could be driving this thing under quite a lot of pressure. Putting a lot of demand on it. So okay. So I had to put the really long shocks on the front so that it wouldn't scrub. But let's do this. Let's see what it looks like in beast mode. Yeah. We can talk about cleaning rigs. I mean, I can't stand it. Especially, I mean, a buggy too. They're all power, aren't they? And just flinging mud everywhere. They would get super duper dirty. Whereas these, if you're a bit sensible, you can keep them clean even in like that, in that sort of environment. But I could imagine a buggy just flinging mud all over the place, getting completely discolored and everything. All right. So I think the rear definitely needs longer shocks. Oops. We can do a bit of a Flex is pretty good. Flex is pretty good. Oh man, don't talk about sand. Oh. Yeah. If you can get away with it though, letting it dry and then using a brush to sort of brush everything off, I've found works. But so I wonder. So I think it's this rear side seems to be the limiting factor. So if there was, I think you could get more flex out of it, to be honest. I think this car you could get a bit more flex out of it. So yeah. But I mean, it's far more flex than it originally had, which was about 2 millimeters. But it's let's do a bit of a photo shoot. These 1.55s don't look big enough. I might need to go even bigger with like a 1.9. But I mean, yeah, spring, driving some stuff sounds fun. So the limiting factor here is this tire is scrubbing on this railing here and the mud guard. I wonder if I could move that mud guard somewhere. Or maybe be able to move it all the way to the back. I think that's what that's for. But yeah, I think the longer suspension, but that, I mean, that's making me feel good. I have a huge mountain range right behind where I live. About a 15-minute drive from here. And it's completely wild. One thing I love about Shenzhen, where I live, is, you know, the city is wrapped around these mountains, and there's these huge patches of green in the middle of a massive sprawling city. So yeah, we can go there, and it's real. It's like dirt bike trails or hiking trails. Heaps of stones just sticking out of the dirt. So yeah, I think this thing has. Oh, look, we can do a little bit more flex. I think that'll be fine, and I think it'll be fine to get the. It's tall, but we sort of expected. I wasn't, you know, expecting any less. That rear suspension working that well, really. I mean, I couldn't be much happier. So there's a bit of cutting I have to do on this body to get this to work at the front here. Cut these I'll show you. No indoor crawling. Yeah, no indoor crawling. Lots of outdoor stuff. Big trails, all day hikes. Some guys go 2 days. Yeah, but let's go back. Yeah. Okay. So this is where I'm going with this. So can you see? Did you ever see this truck here? So minus the massive breather, the butterfly breather. This is sort of what I'm going for. I don't have the style side, obviously, the ute back, the tray back. But if you have a look at this image, how far forward this front wheel is, like it. Where was I before? You have a look here. So this looks similar, actually. This looks quite similar. So I think as far as how far forward. Let me see if I'm in frame. So like how far forward these axles are. Yeah, the BRUISER or the FJ40. I don't like the modern FJ cruisers, to be clear. Perfectly honest with everybody, but these things are super cool. And for a long time, I didn't even like these. But seeing this green thing here, I fell in love, and then suddenly everything's this. So I think I'll put the longer suspension on, and maybe we can do some body work until all the other parts arrive. Yeah, but it certainly is a bigger car than that Hilux I was working on. It certainly is a bigger car than this. Wheelbase wise, it's probably a good wheelbase. It's similar in length. Only a couple of mils, actually, difference. Or maybe when I do that, maybe 10, 15 mil difference. So just seems like a bigger truck. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the chassis or something. Anyway. So yeah. Waiting on some rear trailing arms for that little the Hilux there. So hopefully I can do the same. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I've been going since 7 o'clock this morning, and it's now 1. Oh, I can't do this anymore. I have to go to bed. So thank you for your support. Thanks for dropping in, and I'll see you tomorrow for another session where I'll try and get this suspension sorted, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Thanks for checking in again, Mech, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. I will try and get on around 9 or 9:30, which is the same for you. 9:30 p.m. for you. All right. Take care. We'll see you later.